Hey team, Patrick here. If you often find yourself late to the ball, then this is the lesson for you, as we're going to cover one of the most crucial aspects of our footwork, and that is the split step. If you don't split step, you significantly lower your potential to be a good mover in tennis. And as Federer is quoted as saying, the best players are the best movers. And this is true, as so much in tennis comes down to our physical preparation and not standing around waiting for the ball to be hit, as then we will continue to always be behind time. Most players have heard of the split step, maybe on a return of serve or if you're approaching the net to volley, but the split step is actually a key fundamental that happens before all of our shots except the serve. So let's get into it. For those that don't know, the split step is just this little jump or bounce we make that puts us in our most athletic position as our opponent hits the ball. It doesn't need to be a huge jump, as actually this will take too much time. It's just enough to what I call unweight ourselves and get us off our heels and onto the balls of our feet. And to split our feet wider apart, which is why it's called a split step. So we want to land in this ready position with our feet wider than our shoulders, our knees bent, a slight lean forwards, and we don't want to stomp down on our heels, but we want to land soft like a cat on the balls of our feet. Now, the timing of our split step is everything, and we want to be in the air at the precise moment the ball is on our opponent's strings. And I tell the kids that as the ball touches their strings, they turn your side of the court to lava, so don't get burned. We want to sync our reaction time with when our feet hit the ground, so we can land and touch and go immediately to the ball. We don't want to split step too early where we have this pause and we lose momentum, and it just takes this time to get the engine running again. We also don't want to split step too late. We don't want to know where the ball's going, and we can't do anything about it because we're still in the air. So we want to be preparing our knee bend and pushing off as our opponent starts their forward swing, so we can be in the air as the ball touches their strings. Another mistake I see players make is thinking they need to split step in a certain position. Maybe when they've recovered back to the middle, or they've got all the way to the net, but we shouldn't be split stepping in a certain position. It's split stepping at a certain time, as we don't want to be still moving as our opponent hits the ball. And remember, we should continue to do this on every shot and not just the first couple of shots within the point. So why do we do this? Well, if you jump, you will naturally bend your knees to support your body weight, and we can then use this ground reaction force as the ground pushes back to react and move explosively in any direction. It also acts as a reset and a braking mechanism between our shots. So it's all about being proactive and not reactive. We want this pre-movement before the ball has left our opponent's strings. So we're not standing around on our heels, but we have this flow to our movement as we're always doing something. Like any other part of your game, you may need to practice the split step to begin with before it becomes unconscious. But it is also a sign of proper intensity. And my analogy for this is that a dog will split step when you go to throw them a stick like this. And when I used to work at an academy with elite juniors, my old boss used to say that if the players weren't split stepping, it was often a conversation with the parents as they weren't putting in the required effort. Players sometimes feel silly split stepping for the first time. They feel it takes more energy, it's unnecessary as they already get the ball back anyway. But we have to split step every time just in case. We may receive 2 balls through the middle that we can return without the split step, but then that 3rd ball that goes shorter and in the corner catches us out and we're just not ready. So it has to become a habit. These are also just the basics, and there is more to it than this with something I call the one-legged split step and how we then move after. So I'll include this and some practice drills in a future video. But if this video has helped, then please leave it a like and a comment down below and subscribe to the channel so I can see you on court in the next one. Cheers, guys.